Hey everyone, this is an interesting autocoder which allows you to actually select different types of prompts during the autocoding process by using simple commands. It also allows you to actually generate multiple files in parallel using thread pool executor. So let's take a look at it, starting with a simple example. I'm just going to ask for a simple print statement just for brevity. And here we've got the print statement return and saved it to working file. So from now on, we're going to be iterating over this file. I can ask it to turn it into a function. Our only context is the user input and the file that we are working on. As you can see, we've turned it into a function. I can ask it to turn it into OOP, object-oriented programming, meaning it's going to create a class and it's iterating over the same file, as you can see. So this is pretty much like a standard autocoder as we've worked on before. But I can also say, for example, adapt this to customer service, but then I can give it --3. So -- is the beginning of a command. If I put a number here, such as 3, then we're going to initialize 3 instances and we're going to create 3 files concurrently using thread pool executor. Here we go. This is the 3 files that we have generated. Now we do generate this, but our working file is still this one. So if you like any one of these, for example, let's grab the first one. I can copy it and paste it here so I can continue from this. I can actually delete these and show you the next command. I'm going to ask, make this fit into multiple business use cases. And I'm going to say --sp. sp is going to trigger the planning boost prompt boost, which is going to involve a step-by-step plan ahead of writing the code. And as you can see, we are checking for the commands. Currently, we have 2 custom prompts, but you can actually add more if you like. Let's just go ahead and do this. Since we didn't enter -- number, we could have initialized the special prompt plus have done multiple generations. But as you can see now, it's creating a step-by-step plan first, and then it's going to execute it. See, it's adding greet, ask for help, resolve issue, and then it's actually kind of expanding on it, and it has done that. So now this has many print statements dealing with different aspects. I'm going to ask, can you expand on this? And then I'm going to use --spr, which is the prompt that actually plan review. So with this one, we're going to create a step-by-step plan, then review that plan, rewrite the plan if necessary, then write the code. As you can see, we are creating a step-by-step plan, then we are reviewing the plan. This time it thinks it's good, then it's actually going to expand on our code based on that plan. And here now we have our final code. Now I can actually say, can you expand on this further? By the way, the code files for this project will be available at my Patreon. Link is in the description. I actually accidentally clicked enter. Never mind. Once this is done, I'll show you how we can use multiple commands together. So essentially we have 2 custom prompts. You can add more if you like, expand on these, if you modify them. And we just check for those command keywords after -- and just handle them with the handle commands. If you wish to add more or modify the usage, feel free to do so. I kept accidentally pressing enter, so I actually restarted the script, but never mind. Whatever we have here will actually, so if you actually want to start with a working file, then you can actually create a working file.py, paste your code in here, and you can continue with that. See, I can say, can you expand on this? I can say --sp and --3. What this is going to do is create 3 instances of the Claude chat, and it's actually going to use the planning boost prompt. And then after that, actually we'll generate 3 of the files concurrently, and we're going to see them once they're ready. We're going to be reviewing the code, but you can find the code files at my Patreon. Link will be in the description. This again uses the Claude Unified class. While this is still working, I can show you that this class I've created just to simplify and generalize some of the most commonly used methods, such as history management, conversation history management, limiting the history so we can trim earlier messages, and even soft instructing the model to return a certain length of messages without using a max token parameters. So it just has methods which you can write yourself to simplify your life, but the main method is the get response method. This will come with the Patreon download as well. So as you see, we got 3 expanded options returned to us. We can review them and pick the one we like, modify it, use it, or copy and paste it the working file to iterate over it. And if we wanted to start from scratch, we can delete all of this. And since we are not keeping a message history, but only of either the working file or the user input, we can actually start with a fresh prompt. For example, I can ask for a TK inter calculator, and I can say dash dash 3 and dash dash SP. So we can use the planning prompt 3 times, and this is gonna keep working on it. And while this is working, I can actually start talking about the code. But before I do that, I'd like to mention my website where you can find all my 250 plus free coding videos, which specializes in building apps with large language models. It's echohive.live. Link will be in the description. Even if you're a patron, you can find the code download links quickly here. It'll take you to the Patreon page. And while you're there, check out some of my other projects, such as AutoStreamer. And AutoStreamer generates content automatically, educational content, and builds a course website at the same time. I have a live stream demonstrating it. And CodeHive actually has 900 free GPT-powered Python chat applications. And you can actually copy the code, paste it in your IDE. And if you like what you see, you can actually download all of the apps from my Patreon shop. So actually we are done here. As you can see, we have created 3 calculators. We can actually test it, but this actually looks good. So as you can see, you can variate by using different prompt styles, and you can create multiple files in parallel. Now, since we've created this and we have multi-response files, if you wanted to iterate on one, we would have to create working file.py and then copy one of the responses here, and then we can actually continue iterating on this. So how this works is we import the Claude chat from Claude Unified. Let me go ahead and actually delete these. So we start from scratch. And Claude chat is the class from Claude Unified. We're going to be instantiating the Claude chat with this. And we are importing thread pool executor and it's completed from concurrent futures. And we are importing re for extracting the code from these code tags. And we are creating a file name by giving it a name, so you can feel free to change it, an extension.py, because maybe you may want to change this and work with HTML files, for example. And then we construct the file name, which we're going to use to do file operations. So we have 2 auxiliary prompts, the plan prompt and then a plan review prompt. But actually, if you go down here, our system message is set to a simple prompt. You're my helpful, careful, thoughtful coding assistant. Please only return the code in the following format, and it'll only return the code between these XML tags. And we are actually extracting it here and writing it to file. So if you don't use any of the commands, such as ASP or SPR, then we are actually defaulting to this default system prompt. But when you use SP, for example, it'll be replaced with this. And if you use SPR, which is step, plan, and review, then you'll be using this one. Handle command takes in a user input, checks for the commands, which comes after dash and dash. It actually defaults to number of files 1. This is how many files we're going to generate. Because if you say dash dash 3, then this is going to be 3. Prompt boost is initiated with an empty string. And we just loop over the commands and we check them. And then we grab whichever prompt boost that we are using, plus the number of files, and then we remove the command from the user input and get the system message. If there is a special command, then we assign it to the system message. Otherwise, we return it empty. And this function will return user input number of files and system message. And the generative file function is going to take in a file name, user input, output file name, and a system message, which is empty. We're going to instantiate our Claude chat, which makes this 0 because we don't want to keep track of history. You can change this if you like. I thought it's more convenient that we get a one-shot conversation with Claude. But if we have a file that we're working on, we actually open that file and send it. We're going to see that here in a moment. And here we set the system message. So here we check, since we are going to receive a system message. If we do not have a system message, then we set that. Otherwise, we set the system message. So the system message is initialized to an empty string, and it will return an empty string unless we use the command due to this. Otherwise, we will return an actual system message, such as one of these examples. And if that's the case, we will be replacing this. And then the first thing we do is we check if this file name exists, which is the file name we have specified up here, right up here. So that is going to be our working file. If that exists, we read it and we augment the user input by saying this is the file we're working on. And we input the contents of the file plus the user input, the actual instructions. And now we just make a call to Claude using the chat method of the class that I created. And once we have a response, we look for these code tags, get the code from between them, and then we write them to file. And in our main loop, we instantiate an infinite loop, taking user input. This is like a chat loop. And then we call the handle commands with that user input. We get the user input, which is sanitized. The commands are removed from it, number of files, and a system message. And if we have only one number of files, which means we haven't commanded it, we haven't instructed it, we haven't used the command to generate multiple files in parallel, we just call the generate file one time here with the appropriate system message, user input, and just like that. Otherwise, we execute the same thing using thread pool executor for as many times as we have specified the number, calling the generate file with these parameters, and as they are completed, then we process them. Since we extract and write to file within the generate file, so this all works out very well. So this is an interesting way to code, actually. I've been using this as well. I've been experimenting quite a lot, maybe in preparation to GPT-5. So there's quite a lot of different ways you can actually modify this and test it out yourself. Feel free to experiment and let me know how your experiments go. I also have an opening at my Patreon at the Virtuoso 3 level. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, take a look at that as well in the membership section, which comes with a 1-hour conversation every month. If you need any help coding, or if you have some questions or just want to chat. Requirements for this is pretty light, just Anthropic term color for colorful printing the terminal. That's about it. Do let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.